And welcome everyone to today's News Tonight, the weeknight news show where we're joined by special guests, our lovely patrons, and our awesome YouTube audience to discuss the day's gaming news. I'm your host, Derek Bittner, and I'm joined today by my good friend and GVG co-founder, Ash Polson, along with our very special guest, Brandon Miracle, new video editor of GVG.
Yeah,
So,
he's our official video editor now, which is...
I think Steve's going to be grateful for, because to explain why Steve's not here today and won't be here on Wednesday, he has 2 embargoes back to back that he's working on. So this allows Steve to focus on playing the game, getting it written, getting everything recorded, getting it, and then sending it over to Brandon, and boom, good to go. So
yeah, like I was telling him before the show, my wife is like, I think she's ready for me to stop talking about it, because I've been fantasizing over the weekend and over the past few days while this was in the works, saying, oh my God, Brandon's going to be able to do a few videos, a month for us. And just the thought of writing my script, recording my script, and then, sending all my footage and shit over to Brandon, like it's almost the gratification. I can't even. I can't even. I can't even. I can't put it into words. Literally, I'm so excited. Oh man, we're so happy to have you here, man. We're so happy to have you, man.
It's a pleasure.
Really are.
Yeah, it's really cool to finally have that. And I'm not used to having an editor. I'm so used to doing it for myself, doing it just handling all my own stuff. Like, okay, I'll do this, but you can probably do more fancy tricks than I can, to be honest. But we'll see.
We'll
see if
all part of the process.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, I mean, yeah,
but it's great to have you on, no matter what. It's definitely, it helps.
Well, I'm glad to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
I've been with you guys since day one. Wanted to see this be as successful as possible, and now I can help a little more with that. So it's gonna be good.
Absolutely.
Yes. I have been noticing a few people notice I look a bit different today. The camera is a bit different. The angle's a bit different. Yes, that is due to our partnership with Aver Media. Thank you to Aver Media for all the cool new gear they set me up with. They set me up with a 4K webcam, a Gamerbolt capture device that I can use for capturing and actually streaming as well. Steve and I, as you all know, hung out over the weekend and did the GVG After Dark Spicy Chicken stream. But we also worked on kind of getting me set up. And while we both agree that I do need to get on a proper streaming PC to be able to be fully ready for streaming, we have been able to get this set up to where I can do at least decent streaming on my current setup. So thank you again to Aver Media for all this cool new gear, because as you can see, this webcam looks great.
Yep, absolutely. Also, if Brandon's official editor, does that mean the chicken review is soon? Also, somebody just mentioned I don't have anything behind me. Oh, crap. Brandon, answer that while I get myself set up. I completely forgot.
Well, so I'm going to put myself on blast here. So while I was transitioning into my full-time freelance career is when Steve sent me all of the stuff for the chicken review. And that transitionary period was a little difficult for me. A lot of work to catch up on. But now that, I'm here on the team, ready to do some video editing, it's going to get done. I swear to God. It's my fault.
Dude, I mean, it makes sense, though. No, I mean, it's honestly, we're all so busy. Everyone's so, don't put yourself on blast, man. You have done so, even before officially joining the team, as a video editor, you have done so much for us. We would not be anywhere close to where we are without you, man. Like, trust me, you have nothing to put yourself on blast for. I promise. And
oh yeah. Trust me. I have my own thing I want to address soon. Of stuff I had plans for, but then just time gets away from you. It's a weird thing.
It does, yeah.
So,
yeah,
it's gonna get
it really does. I don't even know how it's already halfway into August now. How did that?
This
happen?
year is flying by, isn't it?
My summer started
terrifying.
with me starting my, my new life working from home, doing videos, and I can't believe like how much faster time goes when you never leave your house.
Yeah,
and I've learned some things about myself in this process that I need to take a few days of the week, get out of the house, and make sure that I know that there's still life out there.
Hopefully good things. Hopefully you've learned good things about yourself.
Man,
yeah.
Do not work yourself like I used to.
I'm learning that very quickly, so I'm trying to nip it in the bud right now.
Yeah.
No, as someone who's worked from home for over a decade, you have to have that boundary between work and life. It's so hard when you work in the same place where you live and
Yeah.
play video games, hang out, eat. You really have to have that boundary, like you really do, or else you'll just go crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lucky enough in my home that I can like work in a different room than where I sleep. My wife was gracious enough to give me the entire living room as my office.
Oh wow!
So
nice.
It's very helpful, but sometimes you still find yourself in that trap. I do like playing games on my PC, and my PC is in the office, so there's a little bit of overlap there.
Never fully gonna get away from it.
Yeah, but I'm learning.
No.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, before we move on completely, we are sponsored as always by the Game Orb on Mondays, and the Game Orb is a fledgling channel that is focused mostly on Nintendo content until recently. While they're still running Let's Plays of Nintendo games like Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, going forward they're also covering games on the Xbox Series X like Portal Still Alive as part of a fresh daily upload schedule. So be sure to subscribe to the Game Orb, which we'll have a link to in the chat, and of course already in the description. They're currently at 339. We're 11 away from getting them to 350.
Yes.
Crazy stuff.
We just want to get them to get their sub count as high as possible. Please go check them out. If everyone in the audience right now went to go check them out who isn't already subscribed, they'd be well over, well, we don't know exactly how many people are subscribed already, but would probably push them over 400 to 500. So please show them as much love as they have shown us. The Game Orb has been supporting us from the very beginning. They've been sponsoring the show from the very beginning. We love you, the Game Orb, and thank you so much. I am posting your links in the chat right now.
Yep, because they also want to promote their friend's YouTube channel, Galactic Reaper. So
yes,
definitely check them out. Always a big just show of appreciation to them every Monday. Really, really do appreciate it. I already said appreciate it, so I was trying to think of a different word. I was like, oh, no.
We are very thankful. Very thankful.
There we go. Thank you, Ed.
Yeah.
Yes.
My thesaurus.
Yes.
And before we get even further, we got some super chats already. First one from Jaden Buck with a $5 donation saying, crazy question Fridays on Monday because TNT was postponed on Friday. Number 3, would you let Bongo give you a Danimal's facial?
Wow. That just...
I'm not old enough to be on this show.
Okay. This is the right time for this.
I didn't read ahead on that.
Night, everybody.
I should have read ahead.
No, I'm glad you didn't. I'm glad you said it. That is a true good night, everybody moment.
I mean,
I can't say I would.
I can't imagine Danimals is too good for your skin, so I can't imagine those face masks.
That's where
really
your mind goes
out.
First.
And,
I know. No, that's what you're primarily concerned about, not.
Oh. No.
I mean,
he's talking about skincare. You can get those facials.
Obviously.
To really, that's all he's talking about.
Okay.
I mean, fruit's good
Obviously.
for your skin, right? Obviously.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think. Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with aloe.
Oh.
Yeah, aloe
Yeah.
seems a little bit better in that way.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
I'm good on that. Mario Man, thank you. I'm glad you heard that. I happened to say it when other folks were talking. Glad you heard it. Thank you for the compliment. But yeah, that was a true good night, everybody moment. Wow.
Oh yes.
I'm sad Steve wasn't here for that.
Yeah, shame. Z Media with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Saying a question for Ash about his old man. Which Paulson voiced turtle is your favorite? 80s Raph or 2010s Donnie?
It's funny because they're actually very similar. If you listen
They really
side by side, they're not that different. I think so. While Donatello is my favorite turtle, if we're talking about the two voices that my dad has done for them, I'm going to say OG Raphael. And in terms of the two voices, I like OG Raphael more. But Donatello is my favorite turtle overall, just in general. So that's my answer to that. I just like the caustic, the quick-witted caustic slap, the sense of humor, all the sarcasm and all the quips that my dad has as Raphael in the OG show.
Right. Back before, It wasn't until the first movie that Raphael got angry. The original animated show, he was just the sarcastic, humorous one.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
exactly.
that. I haven't seen much of the original cartoon, so that's...
He doesn't have the anger at all.
The first couple of seasons are great. It kind of goes downhill a little bit after that, and the last few seasons are trash. But the first couple of seasons are
they ran out of ideas.
fantastic.
I think they got like super
yeah.
mutations eventually.
Oh, you know, it was so like in the later seasons, all the skies were dark red, and the turtles' eyes were like narrowed a little bit, and they looked angry and dark.
Maybe they were trying to pull a Batman the Animated Series.
I think they were. I think that's kind of what they were going for, and it didn't work at all.
That's so funny because like that's the very thing that the Turtles were trying to parody in their original comic series.
I know,
it just turns into it.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Thomas Nerds Out with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Says COVID update number 2. Little sister is home and is COVID free, kinda, but is on an oxygen tank for a while. Her lungs were damaged thanks to COVID. Big thanks to all those who sent good vibes her way. Well, I'm glad she's home.
Yeah.
I'm glad she's mostly COVID free.
Yes.
So, you know, sucks about the oxygen tank, but hopefully she could recover and be just completely fine. But
I'm just sorry to hear that her lungs were damaged.
Yeah,
is great.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously very happy to hear that she's home. Really sorry about her lungs. That's just horrible to hear. We will continue sending good vibes your way. We hope, you know, her recovery is as painless and as incident-free as possible. Thank you for the update. Where, you know, we will keep you both in our hearts for sure.
Absolutely. So, interesting set of super chats there. But before we get into the stories themselves, we got 2 short topics. One we wanted to mention. One that I wanted to talk about on Friday, and I'm the host, so damn it, this is happening. And the other one for Ash because I mean it just happened today. First up is Castlevania Grimoire of Souls back from the dead. I can't believe this. I was during the Castlevania marathon. People were talking about this Grimoire of Souls game. For mobile, and it had launched in Canada, and basically, and to kind of connect this, it kind of played like Mega Man X Dive.
Did it?
And just Castlevania-ish. As far as I could tell, it ran for a short beta in Canada, and then got taken down before it went anywhere else. And so now it's returning out of nowhere sometime soon. Don't know exactly when. As part of Apple Arcade. So no longer any microtransactions or anything like that, presumably. So now it's just it's sort of its own thing, which basically it's Castlevania gameplay on mobile with a bunch of the classic characters. You know, you got your Alucard, you got your Maria, you got your Richter, you got your, the whole set. Cool. I'm down. It's just an excuse for me to play more Castlevania.
So this doesn't have. I wasn't really clear on what Grimoire of Souls was. You know, I'm glad you described it just now, and it kind of explained it. So this has no microtransactions, or it's not going to.
It shouldn't because it's on Apple Arcade. Apple Arcade is all about more traditional games. You sign up for the service, and boom, here's the game.
As someone who has Apple Arcade, it's very nice. You get a bunch of games with no ads, no like you said, no microtransactions. So this is an absolute win.
I'm technically subscribed. They're just getting my money essentially for nothing because I very rarely remember to, or have time to just go into my phone and explore.
Yeah, which is a shame because Fantasian's on there now.
Yeah, and I actually started playing Fantasian for like 10 minutes the other day. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then I got pulled away to something else, and I haven't gone back since. And that's how they get you with Apple Arcade, right? It's like, yeah. Well, I mean, not having microtransactions is more than I can say for Mega Man X Dive.
Ouch.
I mean that launched today. I checked it out, and I've only played the first 2 levels, so I'm very much in tutorial territory.
You know what? It looks and sounds nice, even though like so much of the music just comes straight from Maverick Hunter X. Which, or at least so far, a lot of the music does. It looks nice. I can't get down with those touch controls. I never will get down with touch controls for a platformer, especially a Mega Man platformer. But I'm intrigued. Like, I don't think it's a bad game, but I need to look up how I can play this thing with a controller, because I can tell you right now, I'm gonna drop it like a too hot pocket if I don't.
This game will become so much easier for you. Like, if you have a good
I will
controller.
Demolish the shit out of this game if I can play it with a proper controller.
There is no aiming necessary.
Yeah, make no
auto
mistake.
Lock on.
Yeah, auto lock on. If I can just assign dash to R1 or R2, I'll be good. We'll see. But I like what I'm seeing so far. It looks nice. It sounds nice. If for touch controls, it does actually respond very well.
It does.
Especially they teach you in the tutorial to do like one finger swipe movement from the dash to the jump button. So instead of like pressing dash then jump, you just swipe from dash to jump, and X will, or your character will do a dash jump, and that's pretty cool. It works pretty well, but it just I find myself taking a bunch of hits for no reason, and it's just like I feel like I'm just kind of I feel like I'm playing baby's first Mega Man X with how badly I'm doing with the controls compared to just playing on a console.
I know,
right?
it's like I feel like my thumb's too big to pull off a lot of stuff because I'm playing off this thing, so I don't even know it's the most it's definitely not the most up to date. So
there's
but it looks nice.
Good controller options like the what is it, the Razer Kishi, and I think there's another one called the Backbone. Like your phone just sits in it and kind of makes it like a Switch.
Okay, I've seen things like that, so I need to get that probably just for Mega Man X Dive. I can't see myself using it for anything else, but yeah, I'm curious to see who my first gacha character will be. I'm not going to become a whale for this game. I don't spend money on mobile games really, even Mega Man X, but I am curious to see who I get for my first. Thankfully, you start with the character I would want most anyway, which is X, but then we'll see who I get. If I could just
I want my evil Mega Man Volnut.
I know. I want to get him too. Like, I mean, obviously, I want every single character, but if I can just have every version of X, I'll be fine with that too. But I do want evil Mega Man Volnut for sure.
Have you tried out X Dive yet, Brandon?
I have not, but knowing that there is some form of controller support, I've been wanting to get like a Kishi or a Backbone. So if I do, that's probably when I'll try it out.
Nice.
I never considered myself much of a mobile gamer, but after getting Apple Arcade, I find myself trying more and more things now, and I'm starting to see the appeal a little bit more. So I'm kind of afraid I'm going down a rabbit hole. Not with like microtransactions or anything, but just like I see the appeal of having a little time waster on your phone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in that way, it's very much like Game Pass.
Yeah, so it's exactly like that.
Cool to have it on there. Yeah. From the website, real quick, since we're talking about Apple Arcade, the characters confirmed so far for Grimoire of Souls is Alucard, Simon Belmont, Charlotte from oh crap, I'm blanking on it. Portrait of Ruin. And
Jonathan and Charlotte.
No, just Charlotte.
Oh, sorry, from the game. Okay.
Yeah. Shanoa and Maria. So cool. They got Shanoa in there. I'm happy.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Really quickly to answer a question from Twilord in our live audience patron chat, saying, "Did you really just basically say your later work was trash? Okay, Daddy, I love you. Bye bye now." No, look, my dad can be critical of his own work. He would tell you as well that the later seasons of TMNT were nowhere close to as good as those first couple of seasons. He can admit, he did Bubsy and Bubsy 3D. That game was trash. He will admit it. He laughs about it. Don't worry, it's totally a thing. Not calling his work trash.
It's a job. We've all had crappy jobs.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So, all good.
All right. Well, with that out of the way, we'll have to see if as somebody put it, let's see if you become a Duff McWhalen for this game, Ash.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Good one.
And go ahead and move on to our first story. So, in a weird twist of events, but also weirdly kind of works, for a short time, the official Kirby website used placeholder text from Franz Kafka's The Metamorphosis. And yeah, it was just all there.
Excuse me, don't you mean Franz Kirby's The Metamorphosis?
No, there you go.
Right. This is, and also I want to give a special shout out to Ditto M. This was one of our own patrons and one of our own beloved GVG community members. They were the one to tweet this out, and good for you, Ditto M. You got a ton of traction on this because you're the one who found this, and awesome. What a cool thing to discover. It's so weird.
It's completely strange, but it also, of course, led to people's like, are they doing something with Kirby soon?
In a weird way, that wouldn't be entire. I mean, given all the eldritch abominations that Kirby faces throughout the series, it wouldn't be completely weird, right?
I mean, really, Kirby's the one who transforms all the time, so
yeah. I love it though. Like this couldn't have happened to a funnier Nintendo first-party IP website, right? Like it would be funny if it was Mario, it'd be funny if it was Zelda, Star Fox, whatever. But the fact that it's specifically Kirby just makes it really funny, like really funny.
Mm-hmm. And as Seesaw points out in the patron chat, Kirby's 30th anniversary is April of next year. So, but I wonder why they decided that to use the Metamorphosis as
right
this placeholder.
Like, why not just use standard lorem ipsum text? That's what I don't get.
Did someone think it was funny? Or
that's the only thing I can come back to. That's the only thing. Like, why not just use lorem ipsum? Maybe it was just some late night job that whoever is doing it, thought nobody would notice. I don't know.
Well,
I mean, they have lorem ipsum for like Animal Crossing stuff, as Ditto M pointed out. So, okay,
right. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm down if our next Kirby game is gonna draw directly from Kafka. Let's go, man. Let's get weird. We're all about getting weird here at GVG, and that's getting weird.
This is the fabled Kirby 3D.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, they leaned into this for the announcement of the next Kirby game. Kirby all of a sudden in a pupa or something like that, and all of a sudden wakes up and breaks out of a cocoon, and all of a sudden it's 3D Kirby. It's like, cool, we're getting into the body horror, disgusting commercials from the 90s for the SNES games.
Nice, yeah. I was thinking back when I first saw this that there was a joke to be made about like Angry Kirby from the Western commercials, about how finally we're going to see Angry Kirby become a thing in the games, given that we're getting a Kafka-focused Kirby game.
I like this. Deaneth in the YouTube chat saying Morpho Knight lore foreshadowing, perhaps. This is how Morpho Knight came to be.
Right. That was somebody mentioned that, I think, in our Discord server about Galactonite and the whole butterfly motif, and maybe we're just seeing, maybe they're finally changing, turning the page on Kirby. They're like, Hal's like, we heard you. You want Kirby to evolve. You want something new for Kirby. We heard you. Kafka, the Metamorphosis. There you go.
Brandon, your take. All I've seen from you so far is confused looks.
I can't say I know enough about Kafka to comment, but from what I'm understanding, there's bugs involved.
I mean, I have not read it since I was in high school, but the essential story of it is, if I remember correctly, dude just wakes up a morning and is basically transforming into a giant caterpillar. Into a giant caterpillar, and he's just stuck in his room, and people visit him, and it's weird, and that's all it is.
I mean, Kirby's no stranger to transforming.
Right.
I can't say
it's a beetle. A beetle. I'm sorry.
I can't say Kirby has ever been a beetle, like an actual beetle. He's dressed like a beetle.
Not an actual beetle, but he does. There is Beetle Kirby. Now, I didn't know it was Beetle, but
see, it's all coming together. It's all coming together. I mean, I think we can all agree that the one thing missing thus far from Kafka's works is not enough Poyo. Now we have more Poyo in Kafka, and I think we're all we can all agree that's an objectively an improvement.
So, as a quick reminder, Ditto M says the joke, in quotations, of the story is that his first priority is how he's going to get to work. And Alanot adds in that he dies because of an apple stuck in his body thrown at him by his family. So,
that's dark.
Classic humor.
Kirby, there's a lot of
absurdist idea
in Kirby. So, maybe Wispy drops one on him, and that's how Kirby dies.
Yeah.
This is the death of actual Kirby and the rebirth of Morpho Kirby, I guess. I don't know.
This is Kirby's version of Metroid Dread. It's a horror take.
Just chased by a beetle apple or something like that. I don't know.
I just really wish we could find out how this happened. I just obviously it's just I think we all guessed it was obviously placeholder text when Ditto first found this, and it was going to be fixed. It was fixed immediately, and that's fine. I still want to know how it happened. I'm just so curious.
I'm not sure. Maybe it went up early, but it was also like this is the best possible thing because it could have spoiled what their plans are if this is going into that kind of thing. I also think, man, it's a shame this didn't happen to like a Final Fantasy VI website. That way we could have Franz Kafka.
Oh man, that's actually really good, Franz Kafka. Yeah, I love that.
So that was weird.
Definitely odd.
Definitely an odd little story that happened last week.
Ditto says the Animal Crossing site still isn't fixed. I didn't know.
Oh.
I must have missed the memo on the Animal Crossing site having any sort of similar thing going on. Does that also have weird placeholder text on it?
Maybe. I thought it was. Oh, it also has. Oh, yeah. Animal Crossing also has Kafka.
That's so weird.
Huh. Okay.
I wonder if this is just the placeholder text that they have like built into whatever their website servers are. So like it just auto populates on everything. Because being in one place is weird. Being in two places, and I'm like, okay, this is clearly intentional to some degree.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? But in the meantime, we got a few more super chats. First up from Maddie with an exclamation. So it should be Maddie with a $2 donation saying hello. Well, hello to you too. Thank you so much for super chatting and being with us here.
Thank you.
Then there's Screamo Shaman with a $1.99 donation. Thank you so much, saying Kafka always sounds like a Kirby name to me. I could see it.
Sounds even more like one now, I guess.
Yeah, really.
They're now officially inextricably linked.
And to kind of follow up on that, Hendrix Trog with a $2 super chat saying, big fan of Kafka Superstar.
This can go places. Kafka Mass Attack, Kafka 64, the Crystal Metamorphosis.
Kafka's Dreamland.
Yeah, Kafka's Dreamland. This could really go
I don't
want
to go there. I don't want to go to Kafka's
Return to Dreamland. Yeah.
Kafka Triple Deluxe Kafka Planet Robobot.
I love it. This should be a thing. I love it. A whole Kirby remake series.
God, Kafka's Blowout Blast.
Kafka's Star Stacker.
Oh no.
Oh, I love it. Kafka's Pinball Land. Perfect. I've always wanted
Kafka's Tilt and Tumble.
And you use apples and shoot it into the beetle.
Oh, this is too good.
It just fits together so well.
I don't think we even need to talk about the rest of the news. We could just
I think we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
We can't top this.
Yeah, right.
Well, there is one other super chat from Wayne Carruthers with a $5 Australian saying, we need a Kirby Air Ride port with crossover of Rainbow Road. What do you guys think? Yes.
Hell yes.
Yes.
And on that same note, we need Kirby in Mario Kart, as I've been saying since Rosalina's reveal trailer.
Oh, man.
Why isn't he?
If the next Mario Kart was Nintendo Kart and they brought over, what was that mode? The Air Ride mode everybody loves. I can't
City Trial?
City Trial. Bring that to Mario. Just make the City Trial New Donk City Trial.
Oh, that'd be super fun.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
So, I want it. But you know what else we might want? This new rumor that just came out. So let's go ahead and pop up our second story. So, according to some sources from Kotaku, a GTA Remastered Trilogy, which would include GTA 3, GTA Vice City, and GTA San Andreas, the games I have back here, is coming on its way to PlayStation, Switch, Xbox, PC, Stadia, and mobile this fall, around late October, early November, and will use Unreal Engine with a mix of new and old graphics and updated UI. Apparently it'll be digital only, with PC and mobile ports that might slip to 2022, and Rockstar Dundee is apparently leading the development. So,
and this has all been corroborated by Andy Robinson on Twitter, who says this is all apparently accurate as well. Cool. I've never been a big GTA guy myself, but this clearly makes sense, and it's cool to have these original games.
Better than re-releasing GTA 5 for the 17th time.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've obviously I have all three, but I've never beaten any of them. I've always got bogged down, I think, or just never finished for whatever reason. I think I was really enjoying Vice City, but then I got to you kind of had this stopping point where you had to earn so much money through your investments, and I hadn't been doing that up to that point. And I was like, oh, I don't want to just do that, so I just sort of stopped. And San Andreas was just too big, and Grand Theft Auto 3, I hope they help do some aiming advances or some things, because that gameplay is rough. Even back in the day, it was a little rough, but it was still fun. But it was, little rough.
Yeah, they need a little modern polish for sure. I mean, they're considered, well, they say modern classics. I mean, it's weird to call them modern classics, but they're considered they're beloved for a reason, right? And it only makes sense that they would be remastering them for modern platforms. It's just weird it hasn't happened yet. Frankly, I think that's the weirdest part of this is that it hasn't already happened.
Mm-hmm.
They say remaster, but based on some of what you said, Derek, it almost seems like it's kind of dipping its toes into remake territory.
Kind of. I can imagine them maybe going for a more unifying, another unifying art style that just sort of up-reses everything, but makes it more, I don't know, lean into maybe the cartoonish art style they have for these covers.
That'd lend itself well to Switch.
Yeah, to make itself on the Switch, especially because, I mean, Switch can handle PS2 games. There's no doubt about that. It's just a matter of how much they remaster all this.
Punish Shia, who has an amazing name and an even more amazing avatar in our YouTube chat, said, if this is a reality, then I can finally go to the strip club on the Switch in a plane. Which, yeah, that is so true. Didn't think of it like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is true. And Orange Spartan says, turns out this is the surprise reveal from the Pokemon presentation. Now that is a Pokemon presentation. I am ready and wide-eyed at 6 in the morning.
That is wild. Something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Along with all this, the report mentions that Rockstar also has plans to remaster the original Red Dead Redemption, but whether this port becomes a reality depends on the sales of the remastered GTA Trilogy, which I can't imagine this GTA Trilogy selling poorly. I'll be honest.
No way.
No.
It sells poorly.
How would it sell poorly? Yeah.
There is too much nostalgia there, especially in the case of Vice City and San Andreas' cases, if they can maintain the soundtracks. If they get the soundtracks back, that was probably one of the best parts of Vice City.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For me, it was always the really, I don't know how well they've aged, to be fair, because it's been, obviously so many years since I played these games last, but I always loved the radio stations, like the talk radio stations.
Oh, yeah.
They were so funny, and I don't know how well they've aged. Like I said, maybe they haven't. Maybe they have aged well.
It might not have aged too well, but definitely could put that in a... It's one of those things where it's product of its time. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
They probably look back at it going, ooh, but product of its time.
I would be curious.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I will be curious to see, as Brandon kind of suggested, what happens with the music. I mean, so much of the GTA vibe and identity comes from the music they license for each game, right? And, it's those are some of the best licensed soundtracks in terms of how well picked the songs are for the world that Grand Theft Auto, for the world you're part of in Grand Theft Auto. They're great. And without that music, I feel like something might be lost. So I'm curious to see how the licensing stuff goes.
Mm-hmm. I hope well.
It's not like Rockstar doesn't have the money. I would be surprised if they didn't to have the money for this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to recognize how important to the overall experience the soundtrack is. And if it doesn't have the original soundtrack, they're just going to get a ton of backlash. There's going to be articles all over the internet.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a PR.
That'll prevent it from the
nightmare.
I mean, it might be possible. Tony Hawk got its soundtrack back for the most part. So.
That's true, too. Mm-hmm. So I'm hopeful, but I'm also prepared for the incoming storm.
Yeah. I see no this makes complete sense to me. I've not looked into whether, is this credible or not, but the fact that Kotaku's reporting on it and all that, it's like, this feels like it makes sense. It will be a thing.
And this isn't the kind of thing you typically hear about in the rumor space, so I just on those grounds, I would assume that there's credibility to this.
Mm-hmm.
That said, the part of this that is way more exciting to me is the thought of a remaster of Red Dead Redemption, because that game is just it's like trapped on PS3 and Xbox, isn't it?
I think so. Red Dead Redemption is the only Rockstar game I've ever beaten.
It's so good.
Yeah, it is. It hooked me, but then I had no interest in Red Dead Redemption 2 because I'm like, it's so I heard they changed up a lot of stuff and made it way too.
It's bloated. It's very bloated.
Politically accurate. I'm like, ugh.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever finished a Rockstar game. They tend to not be my thing. You guys know I'm not the biggest open world game fan anyway.
Sure.
So yeah, I certainly don't say they're they're great games. They're just not for me as much. So I don't think I've ever. Oh wait, no, that's not true. I actually played through, ironically, what most people consider the worst GTA. My friend and I at the time played through GTA 4 together, and fuck Roman and his stupid bowling, man. Shut up. Can I not block your number?
That is why I stopped playing GTA 4. I heard GTA 4 had an amazing story, but I was like, I am so tired of this guy.
I don't want to bowl with you, man. I just want to play the game. Damn it.
Sounds accurate to real
Yeah.
life. There's that one guy who
Yeah.
really wants to go bowling with you, and you want to let him down easy, but
Right.
he's not getting the message.
Yeah.
Oh
exactly.
God, it's wacky, but you know what? I'm down for it. I'm completely down for it. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be digital only, and apparently be only a pack. You can't get them individually, which is a little odd, but oh well. We'll see if this comes together. But I mean, it makes sense to me. So, oh well. Before we go into our next story, we did get a few more super chats. Actually, it looks like just one. Sorry about that. From the Playlog with a $5 donation says, just want to scream it out to you guys. You're awesome, and I felt you needed to know that. Well, thank you very much. I'm pretty sure that makes you awesome as well.
Yeah. I was like, no, you're awesome. No,
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
awesome. No,
You're
you're awesome.
breathtaking.
No. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
breathtaking.
exactly.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for the kind words and for the donation. We really appreciate it. And final word on this, no, you're awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and then we got some more super chats just came in. First one from Jared Helder with a $5 Canadian. I almost read that as Californian dollars. Oh my God. Says GTA has the tone of being edgy, cynical, and sarcastic, which suited my younger self. These days, I prefer less cynical worlds like Dragon Quest. That's the funny thing. I think if you replay these games, they edgy, cynical, and sarcastic. Like they tried to be it, but now it's like, oh, that's cute. That's what it feels like at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, they tried.
No, I completely agree with that take, Jared. It's just the older I get, the more I want to play in worlds that don't mirror the hellscape that the real world can often be. As
much as I loved The Last of Us 2, Dragon Quest 11S just being the happiest little game on Earth really resonated with me. And
how far have you played, Brandon?
I was like, wait a minute,
I beat
Brandon.
the true end boss. So I know
you did?
it gets rough in the middle there.
I'm gonna say, like, yeah,
Fair enough.
happy.
If you go the whole way, it's still a happy little game.
Yes, that is true.
Right. So wait, so you're saying you didn't find The Last of Us Part 2 uplifting? What? You didn't?
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, it's seriously one of the saddest, darkest, just horrifyingly
it.
just bleak games I've ever played. Yeah.
And then finally from Hey It's Dingo, $2 super chat. Thank you very much, saying, hey cousin, want to go bowling?
Oh God, too soon. If I ever hear that again, it'll be too soon. That was good, man. That was good.
Oh God. Well, let's forget about bowling and move on to a much more interesting pastime.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me make sure I picked the right story.
No, story 3.
Oh, thank you.
Pokemon. Who cannot love that pastime? As the Pokemon Company has announced a new Pokemon Presents presentation that will be happening this Wednesday, August 18th at 6 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Eastern, which I know it's really early for you guys, but it's still really early for me too. I'm like, hell.
Yeah, that's going to be a rough morning for me and for Steve. I'm not looking forward to that, but it is what it is. You do what you got to do, and it's a Pokemon Present, so of course we're going to be up to react.
Oh God, yeah.
That's what we got to do. Yeah.
I'm really excited for this.
Like we're finally getting more information on Legends and the Diamond and Pearl remakes. Have they said how long it's going to be? I'm looking for that now.
That's a good question.
Let's
see. I don't know if they have. I just wonder at this point.
28
and
minutes.
maybe it's
Wow.
so a little longer than usual. Okay, a little longer than usual.
That's pretty beefy. They said it would be. I do think they mentioned that it'll be a few other games involved as well. which would be pretty cool.
Detective Pikachu Part 2. Hello.
Right.
You know what? I'm gonna say a new Pokemon trading card game.
Oh my god, I would die if that happens.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
I love the Game Boy Color
especially with the
game.
love going on for the card games. Like, all right, kids, you want to play the trading card game? Here's an adventure style. Like, you could even use the art style of the Diamond and Pearl remakes to make a new trading card game and just have a nice,
please
solid UI.
Remake the second one that didn't come out in the US.
Yeah, do that. I mean, it would help me learn all the new freaking rules they've added over the years, because I don't know nothing about anything past, I think, like the 5th booster pack or set or something like that.
Now I'm just going to be disappointed, Derek. Why'd you do this to me?
Because that's what I do.
Vedron in our live audience patron chat says Pokemon Pinball. I'd be down for a new Pokemon Pinball for Switch.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool. I like the original.
They usually
I wonder if they're
sprinkle a couple like free-ish games in these, right? I can see that kind of falling into that category.
Right. I wonder if they are going to be able to, and I say this as kind of a casual Pokemon fan looking on from the outside, but it seems to me that the general reception to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl has been just people hate it. People just think it looks awful. And I wonder if there's anything they can do, if I'm correct about that, I wonder if there's anything they can do to kind of frame that narrative and get people hype. I know people are going to buy it no matter what. It's Pokemon Gen 4 remakes. People are going to buy it, period. But I've heard so much negativity and so much just toxic anger about this game, and I wonder if there's anything they can do to turn that around.
I think they can. I don't know how. I mean, there's always going to be a subset, because I think most people want to think, how most of the remakes up to this point have been remade in the style of the games currently. Yeah. So I think a lot of people wanted to see it like Sword and Shield, but that's a lot of effort for a game world as big as as big as Sinnoh. Right. So the style works. I think it's a fun throwback. It does look
personally. I like the way it looked.
Yeah, it does look a little simplistic, maybe a little too simplistic. I think if they cleaned it up a little bit, maybe added some details where it was, it'd be just almost in the same vein as I think people are more directly comparing it to Link's Awakening. And if it did get a little bit closer to the style of Link's Awakening, I think that would help it a lot, to just be like, this is the style choice. And hey, it looks like the original Game Boy versions, even though it was on DS. But yeah.
I have to wonder, like, how much Pokemon Legends dictated the direction that this remake is taking. Because, I mean, we know that Game Freak themselves aren't actually working on the remake. It's another company. I forget the name of.
Yes.
But the games are coming out so close together, I have to wonder if they lowered the scope of the Diamond and Pearl remakes just to make Legends seem that much broader in scope. Like, is this just for optics?
Maybe.
Right.
It would be one of those things like, I don't even know. I could see it, because here's the question: were these both planned from the get go to have just those, to have both those types of games, or was the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes decided first, and they're like, we need something a little bit more ambitious that people want, so maybe we should do the Legends? Or was Legends done first? Like, well, will people be upset that we didn't do a remake? Maybe we should do that. I don't know.
My personal theory would be that Pokemon Legends, the direction it's taking, started as the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and maybe they thought that the direction they were taking Pokemon was so unique that they're like, hey, maybe we should make this its own thing, and we'll remake Diamond and Pearl the classic way. But again, that's all speculation, but I think I can accept the kind of lower scale for the Diamond and Pearl remakes, knowing that Pokemon Legends is just around the corner.
Yeah, exactly. And no matter what, the gameplay should still be pretty solid.
Yeah.
The battles will be faster. That'll help immensely.
Oh my god, thank you.
Probably have some good remixed music. I think you're going to get some good stuff out of these remakes. I think that is very likely. And Well, really, it's where you're going to get your multiplayer from for Pokemon, because Legends is not multiplayer. It is
Right.
a single player only game, and I am
Right.
so curious about that. I really do want to see more of Legends and what exactly this game
That's
entails and how much it's
yeah.
yeah.
That's what I'm more excited to see. I think probably most of us are more excited to see Legends. It does represent the first new direction I think Pokemon has really, other than the wild areas in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think this represents one of the first new directions Pokemon has really gone in a long time in terms of a mainline, whatever that means these days, mainline series game. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're doing with it. Obviously, when it was first revealed, it was looking really rough. Like it was
Yeah.
looking whatever build
Mhm.
we saw in that first trailer looked like it was just being held together by duct tape or rubber band and hopes and dreams and prayers. So hopefully it's looking a little bit more
I mean,
polished
it's been
now.
quite a while since we got
It
that
has.
first look. So,
I think it'll be looking a lot better personally. And as for the Gen 4 remakes, I think I'm just most curious. Can these remakes? I'm personally fine with the art style. It does look a bit simplistic, but I'm just curious to know: can these remakes make me a fan of Gen 4 and of Sinnoh? Because I've said before, it is my least favorite gen to date. Now, not including Sword and Shield. I haven't played Sword and Shield, so I can't really include that.
mhm.
But it is my least favorite gen and region. So, and that extends to the soundtrack too. So, I'm curious to see if these remakes can make me a fan of Gen 4 after the fact and kind of bring me back in and be like, no, Gen 4 is actually really cool. Guess we'll
I'm
see.
kind of hoping that for myself as well. I skipped out on Gen 4
Yeah.
because I was a kid when Gen 4 came out. And I was at Six Flags. And Nintendo used to have DS demo stations at Six Flags. And one of the demos there was for Diamond and Pearl. So being the curious Pokemon fan I was, I went over there and I tried it. And excuse me, I tried to play a battle, and it was so unbelievably slow.
That's
that
the thing.
I
They're
played
so
like
slow.
3 turns, and then I walked away, and I never thought about Gen 4 again.
Yeah.
So that's really funny to me, because Gen 4, I mean, it's not my favorite, but it kind of holds a place in my heart, because Gen 4 is what got me back into Pokemon.
Which is wild.
I had gotten older and I skipped Gen 3 because it's like, I'm too old for this. I don't
Gen 3 is
care.
my favorite, though. Gah.
Right, well, I went back and played it
Right, of
since
course.
then,
Of
because
course.
I think in the lead up to Gen 4 coming out, I went back and played Gen 3 before that. But yeah, I heard all this talk about Gen 4 on the DS, and I enjoyed my DS and all that, so I picked up Pearl when it came out, and it's like, really enjoyed it. That's what got me to like, oh, hey, I was with GX by the time Gen 5 came. I was like, well, hey, yeah, I know Pokemon. I'll play Gen 5. And all of a sudden Gen 5 is like, oh my God.
That's my
When it's
jam.
really, yeah, that's when it's really
Gen 5, I
clicked.
fucking adore Gen 5. And I want to see what those remakes are going to look like whenever we get there. I love Gen 5. But and to those asking, yes, I didn't play Pokemon Platinum, but I have seen videos of it, and I know that it speeds up the battle systems, but I think just playing Pokemon Diamond, I can't get past with how slow and chunky those battles were, and I hope that the remakes fix that and are more like Platinum, because that's the death knell to me in Pokemon are slow, chunky battles. One of the reasons I love Pokemon Emerald and Pokemon Black and White, fast battles. I don't need to wait and watch as the HP bar just
Trickles down.
Bam, let's just go. Get to the point.
Yeah. I mean, me picking up Pokemon in college might have been the best career choice I made during college.
Nice.
I'll be honest. That is the weirdest thing.
We're all thankful you did, though, by the way.
Yeah, because that's where I made my mark, is that that first Pokemon X and Y analysis.
Mm-hmm.
So, who knew?
Yeah.
In the meantime, we got a few super chats about this. This is a passionate topic I'm seeing, because there are high super chats as well. So first up, from Rec BCQ with a $10 super chat. Disappointed with BDSP so far. Apparently, they are faithful remakes, which tells me it tells me it lacks the ambition of prior remakes. I will buy it and enjoy it, but DP were my first games, so I hope for more. That's fair. That's fair. We'll
Totally
see
fair take.
what they do. I think people will be pretty happy as long as they put in the platinum content. So we'll see.
Yeah. I think so. I think you're right. I mean, well, we are talking about the Pokemon fan base. I don't know if there's anything they'll be happy about as long as anything.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Next up is Majora Z with a $10 super chat as well. Thank you very much. Saying, rather than outsourcing the remakes to a studio that's never made a full game, they should have handled the remakes in-house, which is a project scope Game Freak can handle and outsource Legends to Monolith. I think Monolith is probably doing its own thing and it's very different from Pokemon. I mean, I would not mind a Monolith developed Pokemon game, but I can't quite see that happening. And Game Freak, I think them having more time to work on just focusing on one thing, because let's be honest, they're also working for the next gen, towards the next gen.
Yes.
And
right.
The more time they have towards that makes sense. So I don't know exactly how it's all going, but they probably did it the best way they could.
Right.
Yeah.
But
plus, I mean,
people don't
we
want
just
we're good.
We just reported on something Monolith Soft might already be working on.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's probably.
I'll be honest. I prefer having that than them working on Pokemon.
150%.
Exactly. That's much bigger for them to be doing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up is Straight Lace with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much. My theory is that by outsourcing the remakes, Game Freak can both get faithful remakes made externally using the originals as a blueprint while maintaining creative control on something new with Legends, and that does make sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Thank you, Straight Lace.
Yeah, thank you very much. We'll see what. Like I said, I'm very curious what Legends is going to look like.
Yeah.
Rec is back with a $5 super chat saying, I say all that, but perhaps I expect too much and didn't hype responsibly. I'll love them because I love the originals. Well, I mean, you can't help how you feel.
It's good to be critical. It's good to have a critical eye toward, the games you play and the entertainment you consume, as long as, that criticism doesn't get toxic, which in your case it does not, and it's not.
Yeah. And it can be kind of fun looking, it's almost like an interesting thought experiment. Like, why do I like the originals and why do I not like these remakes? What is different here? And having that little thought experience, sort of figuring it out. Those make for good video ideas.
Yeah.
Rob Arman X with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Saying, personally, I prefer BDSP being more like the originals. Sword and Shield were really rough technically and visually, as does Pokemon Legends. But I hope Pokemon Legends looks better. Like I said, I have hope that it will. I really hope. We'll see.
And it feels like maybe Pokemon Legends was announced maybe slightly early. It's just a little bit too soon.
It seemed like, hey, we're working on something, so here's this.
I'm kind of the mind that, depending on the level of innovation that Legends provides, that I'm willing to sacrifice some areas of performance and visuals if the gameplay experience is that much newer and more exciting than what we've had before. Kind of like with Breath of the Wild, like, the 120 hours I spent with that game, I don't remember the frame rate drops. I remember the adventure I went on because it was so good.
Exactly. Screamo Shaman with a $4.99 super chat saying, it would be even better if they dropped Mystery Dungeon Explorers remakes too. BDSP will be the first time I play the Gen 4 game, so excited for it. That's awesome.
Nice. Very cool.
It's really cool to see people have that chance to play them nowadays. And I know people love the Mystery Dungeon games, and I want to say that the Mystery Dungeon remake did pretty well on Switch. I don't know have numbers, but I think it did all right.
It was also really good.
Yeah. I mean, I've never been able to connect with the Mystery Dungeon games. I played through
I haven't either,
at least the main story of that remake, but it was good. I think it really connects to people because they, their kids while playing it, so these really hit them.
That's probably what it did for me.
Yeah. I'm not saying it wouldn't hit anymore, but it's just like, yeah, this does definitely more than what Pokemon usually does, so I can appreciate that. Oh my gosh, so many more super chats. Anthony Alvarez with a $10 super chat as well, saying, hey guys, I've always loved the content you push out. Been following you guys since 2018. Hope all is well. Real quick game recommendation for Ash is Everhood. Undertale-like game, but rhythm-based.
Thank you. I've heard about this game. Yeah, I've heard about this game, actually. I've been told about it before, and it's something, it's a game that is on the endless list of games I want to check out, at some point when I, actually can do that. But no, thank you. I've heard a lot about Everhood, and I do want to check that out, Anthony. So thanks for the reminder.
Then there's Ryan Bourne with a £4.49 donation. Thank you so much. Saying the company Ilka is ILCA that's making the remakes also assisted some serious projects like Yakuza 0, Dragon Quest 11, and Nier Automata. So they've been known to work on good games.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, those are three bangers right there.
That
so,
instills some big faith in me.
Yeah.
Hendrix Trog with a $5 super chat saying, don't expect it this week, but I am down for more Pokemon arcade-style games from Namco Bandai like Pokken and new Snap in the future. Oh, that'd be cool. Maybe, maybe more Snap free content. Maybe definitely going to be some more Pokemon Unite stuff because I think they've already announced Blissey for Wednesday, so there you go.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask. I forgot to bring it up, but I was going to ask if we thought maybe they'd announced more Pokemon or new Pokemon Snap DLC.
Yeah, could be.
Possibly.
Jiminy with a $4.99 donation saying, Ash, please listen to Route 216. In my opinion, Alola has the best music of any region, but Route 216 is my favorite Pokemon piece.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong. I played the shit out of Gen 4. So, I mean, I listened to... There are really good songs in its soundtrack. Just taken as a whole, I just feel like there's just not a whole lot that grabs me in hindsight. But, yeah, I mean, but I need to go back and listen to it again. Clearly, I don't remember a lot of the music from Gen 4. So, I should go back and listen to some. But, yeah, I wasn't trying to say that there are no good songs in Gen 4 soundtrack. Just that compared to other gens, it didn't really stick with me as much. That's all.
Yep. All right, well, let's go ahead and move on to our next story, which is all about something that has not happened in a very long time. So, every game in the top 30 of the best-selling retail games in Japan last week were Switch titles. And at first, it's like, well, that's cool. That's pretty neat. It's like that's how I was like when I first saw the story. But the thing that makes this really interesting is that the last time the top 30 was all from a single console was November of 1988 with the Famicom.
Yeah, well, the top 30 was Famicom only back in November 1988, which, yeah, when you have that little bit of that little factoid added to the context, wow. And here, I mean, now, maybe I'm wrong, but the internet has been telling me since at least 1996 that Nintendo's doomed. How can this be, you guys? I thought Nintendo was doomed and we're being bought out by every company. I don't understand.
Yeah. Now, that list, for those interested, I'm just going to read them out real quick. Starting at the top. So number 1 is Minecraft, specifically for Switch. Skyward Sword HD, Crayon Shin-Chan, Aura and Dr. Summer Vacation, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Ring Fit Adventure, Momotaro Dentetsu Showa Heisei Reiwa is also a staple. I think that's a train game or something like that. I have no idea. It's from Konami. Monster Hunter Stories 2, Smash Ultimate, E-Baseball Professional Baseball Spirits 2021 Grand Slam, with navigation, with navigation, game programming for the first time. What's that? Game Maker Garage? Is it called in the US? I forget what it's called, but yeah.
It is Game Builder Garage.
Game Builder Garage, that's it.
Yeah.
3D World and Bowser's Fury, Super Mario Party, Miitopia, Animal Crossing, Mario Golf Super Rush, Clubhouse 51 Games, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Monster Hunter Rise, Mario and Sonic at the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, Splatoon 2, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, Neo The World Ends With You, The Legend of Heroes, Sen no Kaseki 2, New Pokemon Snap, Taiko no Shujin, Fishing Spirits, Human Fall Flat, Dragon Quest 11, and Super Mario Maker 2. So...
That's awesome to see Human Fall Flat at 28. We did a stream with those guys, and I've worked with them in various ways, and I'm just a big fan of that team and of that game. So really cool to see them doing that well in Japan too. That's great.
Mm-hmm. I'm personally quite happy that Monster Hunter Stories 2 lands at number 7 on this list. And Ditto in the live audience chat says Monster Hunter Stories 2 was the 3rd best-selling game in the U.S. last month. So
that's insane.
Nice.
That's the
I know
news
Amy's interested. We just haven't had time to get a hold of it for her yet. She loved the demo, but she has just haven't had time to play the full game.
Oh, I know she'll love it. That's right up her alley.
Oh yeah, it is. Like she fell in love as soon as the character creator.
It's so good.
Oh yeah,
Really, it's like make your anime character. Really, it's crazy.
it is. It is very much just like just build an anime character essentially. My problem with character creators is that I spend way too long in them, and I still never come out with something I'm 100% satisfied with. Just give me a pre-designed character.
You might be happy with Monster Hunter Stories too.
Well, I played the demo, and it was cool. I think where I played up to it really takes off a little bit after that, from what I've been told. So I need to stick with it. But again, where am I going to fit another RPG into my schedule? Yeah.
Mike Capella points on this in the patron chat. I think this just shows how much Sony and Microsoft, but they always do poor in Japan, have nothing out right now. I mean, yeah, I guess Ratchet and Clank, I don't know if that's been released in Japan yet, but I assume that's not doing too well. And yeah, Sony just doesn't have a lot. And most of the stuff Sony puts out anymore, it really does feel like it's catered more to the West.
Exactly.
That's true.
I mean,
yeah.
Sony's really kind of turned their backs on the Japanese market. It feels like they've basically come right out and said that they are focused primarily on the Western side of things, which that is a strategy, but it also is a strategy that could perhaps be contributing to results like the ones we're talking about now.
I just don't understand how that could make any sense when your primary competitor, Xbox, has no presence in Japan. It's free real estate.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it.
You'd think, but granted, like the number one in terms of sales, like Minecraft was the top selling, but it sold 15,000 copies that week.
Right.
So it's not like these are huge numbers.
Well, sales numbers in Japan are scaled a lot lower than here in the States too, just
right,
because of the size difference in general.
Yeah.
So that's still a respectable amount, but not compared to what you find here.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. So, a bit of fun trivia there is just as far as I can't believe that hasn't happened since 1988.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. That is actually wild. Like, jeez. But good on Nintendo, especially for a doomed company. Really good on them to be, being successful up to their very last days.
Yeah. And speaking of, Queso Buddy with a $2 super chat saying Nintendo is doomed. KFC is going to buy them out. That's our new chicken console.
I love it. And then actually right below that, Monte Cristo Smith said Kentucky Fried Cuckoos, which I actually love. I'm surprised I haven't thought of that before. That's great.
I feel like that has been said before, but I'm not sure.
I'm sure it has. Yeah, I'm sure it has.
If KFC were to buy out Nintendo, they could change it to NFC, Near Field Communication.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so
there
good.
You go. Then a $10 super chat from a Nerd's Rambling says, question for Ash, really off topic, a bit hefty, but what do you think of Kingdom Hearts 3? I don't think you ever discussed it out there. Only thoughts on stuff like updates.
Well, thank you for the donation.
A lot to get into.
Yeah, I can't really spend too much time on this because we got to keep the show going. This is a discussion that Derek and I still really need to have. But really quickly, the CliffsNotes version, in general, I enjoyed it. I liked it a lot, but I thought the finale and the ending were an absolute mess. And it wasn't until Remind that I was able to more retroactively appreciate the finale and the ending a little bit more. But I thought everything in the Keyblade Graveyard and the ending were they were good parts, but other parts really fell flat for me. But in general, I liked it, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out mostly.
I pretty much echo that, actually, like to a T.
Yeah. Well, all three of us need to get on a discussion and do this then, because that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I gave it the highest score possible because I was in Cloud 9 playing that game. So
right, I know, I remember that. And thank you again to Nerds Ramblings. I'm sorry I can't spend more time on talking about that, but we do need to keep the show moving, so we don't go for like 2 hours. So yeah, but thank you so much for the donation.
And let's go ahead and move on to our final story, which is all about offline. So, EVO is returning in 2022 with a live show in offline form. It's not going to be online. It is returning to Las Vegas, and can definitely enjoy that. It'll be taking place the weekend of August 5th through the 7th. So basically a little less than a year from now. And they said they've loved the competition through our online events, but nothing beats live in-person tournaments between players around the world. It's been too long since we have experienced the spirit of the fighting game community in person together. So EVO is back in Las Vegas. And it'll be the first in-person tournament since Sony bought them. So we'll see if that means Smash is gone for good or it'll be actually back for next year.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, as far as I understand it, I know, I hope so too, because I think the only reason they dropped it from EVO Online was because Smash's Online is kind of shit.
Yeah, there's no point in doing it.
Yeah, there's no point in doing it. So hopefully they'll bring it back for the the in-person event next year, especially since we'll have what is presumably the full roster by then, and we'll get to see where the meta has fallen by then, where people what characters people are playing the most, and I can't wait. You guys know I love EVO. I love fighting games. I will be there. Hopefully Steve will be there with me. We can get up to some shenanigans. Hopefully some of you and GVG's audience will be there, and we can all hang out and watch some amazing fighting game play together. But I'm ready to face it straight and go for broke for those of you who know your fighting game announcer commentary. I'm hyped for this. I'm so happy to go back to EVO. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled, but of course, safety first. So we'll see how the pandemic...
We'll see. Yeah. Hopefully we're in good shape by August of next year. One would hope.
Hopefully, that's for sure. But they still haven't canceled PAX. We're still planning on going to PAX West. I keep checking the Twitter every day, kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. We're actually not going to have the in-person show. Sorry, guys.
They still haven't announced what actually is going to be at PAX either.
I know. It's going to be the Wild West, man.
Bought my plane tickets.
I know you already got your. I know, right? That's why I've been waiting. I'm like, are they going to cancel it after all? Should I buy my plane ticket? But now we're getting to the point where I'm like, if I don't buy my plane ticket, the prices are just going to skyrocket. So I kind of just need to do it.
Exactly. Yeah. Oof. So yeah, I mean, not too much to say on this. It's just cool that it's happening, because apparently EVO Online happened pretty recently. I didn't even. It did. According to this article, it was this weekend. I heard nothing about it.
That's the thing. It's like I actually, it happened, and I didn't hear a thing about it. I forgot that the dates were those dates, and I didn't hear a thing about EVO Online, which I think says a lot about how much the in-person element of these shows matters.
Yeah, you just get that excitement, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Much more so having that audience there.
Oh yeah, it's so fun, especially when you're just rooting for your favorite players, and the matches are super close, right down to the wire. I love competitive fighting games. Just like watching people do things I personally could never do in fighting games. But I love watching, and I love being part of the hype and following the rivalries and following the drama. It's great. I love EVO. It's so fun.
I need to get into a fresh 2D fighter than just play against you and Steve. That way I have like a in the foot in the door type of game, and not be like, these guys already know how much from all the previous ones, and I'm getting my butt kicked.
We're still in that window with Strive. It's not too late.
I guess so.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like if you and Steve, not that you guys have time, and I totally respect that, but if you and Steve could just, really knuckle down and practice Smash for a bit, you'd be able to give me some good competition. I think. Like, I think it's within the realm of possibility.
did all right against you.
I can step in for that now.
She did. Nice, awesome, hell yeah.
Oh goodness, love it. You play Guilty Gear Strive, you can beat Ash and Steve easily. I want my Blaze Blue back. That was my fighting game.
Yeah.
Even though I haven't beaten it since the second game.
Demolish me in Guilty Gear. Now here's the thing. I wonder if we'll see. I wonder. I mean, we'll have to see how the game actually turns out. But I wonder if there will be a big meta that arises around Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl.
I wonder, because I see people talk about it, and I know people are excited to pick it up. If it's decent at all, I can see it doing pretty well.
Same. I'm really curious, but I hope that the meta around it. I hope that it has a good meta game, and that people really dig into playing it competitively. God, if
Nickelodeon All-Stars shows up at EVO, that would be amazing.
Yeah, to see that on the big screen,
stage
to see
event.
Characters like Helga and Oblina and the Ninja Turtle, like that would be awesome. That would be sick.
They're going to save their biggest character reveal of the year. It's going to be Blue from Blue's Clues.
Yeah.
Oh heck yeah.
Oh, that would be so good. He would be like Duck Hunt and have all these like weird meta moves, right? Where that would have to be. And like they'd have to get the male song incorporated somehow, and
totally, yeah.
I'm trying to remember the Blue's Clues rhyme, because it's just like do something fun with it, as far as like you're about to die or something like that.
Blue Skidoo.
Yeah, Blue Skidoo. Oh goodness. Well, let's got a few more super chats before we end things off. First up from No Donati with a €5 donation says, finally visiting live. Wanted to drop something for you in appreciation of saving my lonesome work days over the summer. You guys rock, man.
Awesome.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much for the donation and for the fact that you are obviously a person of taste because you are a Mega Man fan. So, hell yeah. Thank you. Rock on.
There you go. Toon Rick with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Says, you picked the wrong house, fool. I'm assuming you know that one, Ash.
I'm trying to, off the top of my head, I'm sure I do, but I just can't think of it right now off the top of my head.
I'm looking up something just because somebody mentioned a character. I'm like, I got to see what this character actually is. Because Matt Krenz with a $2 Canadian donation says Jacko O got announced for Strive yesterday, which I'm looking at the character design, and I like that she has the two-tone hairstyle where it's white on one side but red on the other. That's always fun. Apparently has a pumpkin below her, halo ring, and one of her other art stuff that I'm seeing is she can do the splits quite well. As part of this gift thing that popped up when I looked up her character. I mean, Strive has wonderful character designs. There's no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. They're weird and wacky.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And by the way, that line is from GTA San Andreas, which explains why I didn't know where it came from, because I didn't play enough of it to hear that in the game. So
I see.
I apologize for not knowing that reference. Yeah.
And then we got Dark B Andy with a $9.99 donation. Thank you so much. Says, the main reason EVO was canceled last year is because companies pulled out after competitors there accused of sexual predators, including the ex-CEO. Smash competitors were heavily involved. That is very true.
Oh, we know. We are well aware of all that unfortunate shit that went down. Of course, the pandemic was also a factor, with which, those two things together meant there was no way in hell that EVO was going to go on as planned. So... yeah, but I know that Joey Queller, as far as I know, is no longer involved with EVO, the brand, and Sony's kind of stepped in and taken over. So hopefully that means things are going to be better for the show going forward. But yeah, that whole situation with all the sexual predators, a lot of them in the Smash community, oof, no good.
Yeah,
bad vibes. Bad vibes. Bad vibes.
Mm-hmm. Well, to get some good vibes in there. Jiminy said, we just got a letter anytime Blue wins. And and then awesome. Amy added into that, said, and that letter would be a W.
Yep. Hell yeah.
I love that, just holding up a W.
Could also be an invitation to Smash.
Ooh, there you go. Blue and Smash.
Oh. But Blue gets clued in. That would have to be his.
Oh my god,
that's so there you go.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to see it happen now. I want it to happen.
See, now I just want like a children's cartoon fighting game almost, because now I just imagine like Bear in the Big Blue house. Like, how does that interact here?
Peppa Pig.
This is my house.
Yeah. Blue.
Oh,
I would be
God.
so down.
Oh, you get Barney in there. Mr. Sun, Mr. Golden Sun. Kill my enemy.
Yes.
I love it. Sakurai, I hope you're I'm obviously Sakurai you're watching, but I hope you're taking notes.
I think as a kid we had the parody of Barney with I hate you, you hate me.
Oh,
yep.
God, I haven't heard of that in so long. Wow.
I will kick you in the knee.
Yep. That brings me back.
Having kindergarten flashbacks now.
Yeah,
seriously.
that and it was always that and whenever somebody was in trouble or would get called out, there was that slow chorus of ooh, that would happen over the whole classroom. So stupid. Oh,
it's because one person would start and all the kids like, all right, we should do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. But with that, I think we've covered all the major headlines from today's news, including last week's. But before we sign off, Brandon, I don't know, should we say where we can find you at now that we're actually an editor, or...
I'm here.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, you're here. You're here. You're part of the team. But you also stream on Twitch, so why don't you go ahead and plug that.
You can find me on Twitter at Merrowleaf_, as well as on Twitch at Merrowleaf. And then my YouTube channel, Break Room Arcade. Lots of places.
Hell yeah.
Definitely check that out.
Make sure to sub to Break Room Arcade, too, because Brandon obviously is awesome here, but he's also awesome everywhere, not just here with us. He's awesome wherever he is. So make sure to subscribe to his channel as well.
Absolutely. Of course, as always, a very, very big thank you to all of our patrons, big and small. It really does mean the world that you help us out and support us. Really can't show our appreciation enough. But an extra special thank you to those of our patrons at the producer tier, as this show just simply would not be possible without all of you. And a massive, massive thank you to our executive producers and above. And that includes Jared Edinger, Brandon Bovia, Rob Arman X, Itiono Ben, Dan Entwistle, Dennis J, Z Patty, Hyrule Hermit, Sky Blue Flames, Adam O'Sullivan, It's ATM, Octopuppet, Richard Herrera, Michael Phone, Eiko Carroll, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Waffle King, Kitty Kong Fax, Angel Martinez, Vedran Hotek, 112, John, Joshua Hunter, Evernight Studio, Benny Yao, Sapphire, Azran127, Pagrama, Kenrule09, Jake Pelka, Geller, Joseph Rutkin, Charlie Bird, Geeky Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Kyle, Top Dog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Shomix, Andrew Medeiros, RMM, Brady Power, Sakuragi, Becca, Rocks the Cat, Fizzy Wakehoid, Critmonger, The Legend of Groose, Eddie B, Kai Ed, Kit Fisto, West Egg, Denith, Coda, Michael McCall, Matthew Wong, Ron Amber, Straight Lace, Justin Matthews, Poobie, Too Much Spaghetti, Mega Conrad, Ascaron 809, Kane, Captain Finlandia, 60 Minutes and 60 Seconds, Christopher Masterson, Spicy Pandotter, The Game Orb, Dano the Artist, Grantles, Ravelox, Synchro Lord, Brainchild, Rosa Bowling, hi Steve's mom, Kotar Peck, Scuff196, Skull Kid Tiger, AJB Cool, Blizzica, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Phantom Project, Cystic Warrior 29, our newest EP, Super Dank Awesome Unicorn Guy, Derek, Ray Clausen Jr., Nathan the Voice Actor, Hulkamaniac 55, Chibi J, Bongo Lover, Mumbling Yeti, Cameron Sharp, and Kane Woolley. Whew. 95 executive producers. That is insane. But remember that you too can become a patron over at patreon.com/gvgaming, where you can get access to our exclusive post show and ad-free content for as little as $5 a month. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Good Vibes Gaming for more good times like these. So until next time, good night and good vibes.
Good.